You're not going to believe it, man. I'm having a hard time believing it myself, but John Fetterman is quickly becoming one of my new favorite people. In Washington, for sure. He's without a doubt, he's my favorite Democrat. There's no doubt about it. Probably ever. But as I say that, I guess that's not really much of a feat. It's not a very high bar. But I'm coming around on John Fetterman. I was wrong about the guy. And here's just one more reason why. We all saw Iran attack Israel this weekend. Hundreds of missiles, hundreds of drones, all with one purpose, man, to destabilize the Middle East and work towards Iran's ultimate goal, which is the eradication, the destruction of the Jewish state. They make no secret about it. That is their goal. Just like Hamas, it's literally in their charter. And believe it or not, Americans, freedom-enjoying, liberty-destroying, Democrat-based Americans, big surprise, they're actually on the side of Iran.
I just have to report something to everyone, and so it begins, so to speak. 12 days ago, Israel brazenly hit an Iranian embassy compound in Syria, violating international law again. And Iran has just responded about 30 minutes ago. They've sent, and this is from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard directly, they've sent drones and missiles against specific targets in occupied Palestine, Israeli targets in occupied Palestine. And they believe that they will be in Palestinian, I don't call it Israeli airspace, Palestinian airspace between 2 and 4 a.m., which means in about between 2 and 4 hours from now. It's 12 midnight in Palestine right now. In addition, there are reports of drones having been fired on Israel from Yemen and Iraq as well. So I kind of expected that response. But this is when this country and the world needs us, because the United States is going to, quote unquote, defend the criminal Israeli state. And we have to assume that the United States is going to try to retaliate against Iran. We have to assume that some of the Gulf states are going to allow the United States to use their bases that are there and use the airspace of some of the Gulf states to hit Iran. And our anti-war movement, all of the anti-war committees here, all of the Palestine support coalitions here must be ready immediately to be out in the streets and to stop the U.S. from expanding this war on Iran.
Dude, just listen to these sick people, man, the way they cheered. Luckily for them, I mean, we have First Amendment rights. They can do and say whatever stupid thing they want. But just remember, these are the same people that think you're a cult member if you would dare support any Republican. They think that Donald Trump is a criminal. They think that Joe Biden is innocent. And they think hundreds of missiles heading towards Israel from Iran or Yemen or who the hell else knows where is something to cheer about. These are the people that claim to be the last hope for democracy. And they are literally cheering for what they hope is, I imagine, the destruction of the only true democracy in the entire Middle East. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, but do not let these virtue signaling sickos gaslight you even one more day. These are not good people. And it's crazy, man. These are the same people that will gaslight you and say, how can you support Donald Trump? Racists support Donald Trump. You want to support the same person as a racist? Like, bro, you're cheering for terrorists. You're literally cheering for one of the worst regimes the world has ever seen. These are not serious people. These are not good people. I mean, you cannot even, I can't honestly believe it. And the guy they're responsible for electing, the guy who they now affectionately refer to as Genocide Joe, because the only thing they hate more than Donald Trump is the Jews, apparently. Well, Joe Biden, he mumbled his way through pledging America's ironclad support to Israel, while at the same time telling the world that he will not assist in any sort of retaliation. And he's basically begging Israel to stand down and just take it, just like the entire world did after October 7th. And I know you guys know, but I'll say it anyway. Israel is without a doubt the only nation on the face of the earth that is ever asked to show any kind of restraint after being attacked. And really, when you think about it, all Israel has ever done is show restraint. If they had not shown restraint, Iran would not even be there right now. They would not even be a topic. And personally, I think it's time that they stop restraining themselves. I mean, enough is freaking enough, man. They should just do what every other nation on the face of the earth, except for maybe France, would do and end the thing. And John Fetterman, amazingly, I think he actually agrees with me.
And welcome back to this expanded live edition of State of the Union. I'm Jake Tapper. Quote, "Together we shall win." That is the message from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in his very first public comments hours after Iran aimed hundreds of missiles and drones at Israel in an unprecedented attack. Joining us now to discuss, Democratic Senator John Fetterman from the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Senator, what is your reaction to Iran's attack on Israel, and how worried are you that this is the beginning of an open war between the two countries?
Well, a couple of things, actually. I think it really demonstrates how it's astonishing that we are not standing firmly with Israel, and there should never be any kinds of conditions on all of that. When a nation can launch hundreds of drones towards Israel, and I'm not going to be talking about conditions ever. And second, I think that also was Iran had to have some fireworks after Israel smoked that Iranian general. And I'm here for that. And I think it's just a matter of theater, part of it as well, too. And finally, it demonstrates how unstable things are and why we need to lean in and stand with Israel.
How do you think Israel should respond? Should Israel strike within Iranian territory, or are you concerned that that might only escalate matters further?
Well, I'm not going to suggest what Israel should or shouldn't do on that. But I also do think that Iran is pleased with, they have enough of money on the table with all of its proxies all around in the region as well, too. And Iran certainly can't take on Israel, and certainly not us. So I think they would just like to keep things as they go. And then after they made a point back, I think they could go pretty quiet and go back to just using their proxies.
A senior administration official tells CNN that President Biden told Prime Minister Netanyahu that the U.S. will not participate in any offensive operations against Iran. Do you think that's the right call, or should direct U.S. military action, as some of your colleagues in the Senate are suggesting, should that be on the
Look, man, I have doubted John Fetterman probably as much as you can possibly doubt anyone. You know, the hoodie thing and the chasing a black guy with a shotgun thing, and of course his medical problems, his stroke. But the dude knows this situation. He's got an opinion that is all his own. He's not in lockstep with whatever party professionals tell these people to say and think. And I happen to agree with him. And really, I try to make sense of it all. I try to make some meaning out of it. I'm not sure exactly how to explain it, but I think it's noteworthy that the most reasonable sounding Democrat in our entire government is the guy whose brain is literally healing itself from a stroke. I mean, that's amazing stuff, but that's just my take, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and please share this video. Everyone needs to see these psychos cheering the enemy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.